Hello and welcome back to Ship Graveyard Simulator 2. We are working on the Green Rex again today, and here I am collecting my contracts that I promised you'd get to see from the last episode. So I am going to try something a little bit different with this episode. Instead of actually like skipping past the cleanup parts, I think I'm just going to run in like super high speed motion, and we're going to see how that works and see how you guys like that. I would also like to try to talk over the whole video so you can hear my lovely, beautiful voice throughout the whole episode. I don't know if you guys are going to like that better than the music, but I personally find the music more entertaining, but I'm trying different things to see what everybody likes. Hopefully, well, I don't know, hopefully this will be more entertaining. Maybe the music's more entertaining. I'm trying to figure that out. So I'm playing with a little bit of different editing styles, just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. But right now I'm actually running at 3x speed, so I I'm trying to make videos so where they're not boring, but I'm also trying to make them so you can see the whole process of breaking down these ships and collecting everything and turning everything into the recycling center. Though that part, I promise you, I will skip past the vast majority of that because I've stated it probably 1,000 times at this point. That is the most god-awful mini-game in any game that has ever existed. And I don't want to torment you with it. It's some pretty annoying music and some banging and some clanging, and it's very repetitive and it's pretty annoying, and it's not something I want to torment you guys with. Here in about 20 or 30 or seconds or so, after I get all this little bit of mess that's cleaned up here left, once I get that stuff cleaned up, we're actually going to be moving up to the second floor or third floor, moving upstairs so I'm going to start breaking down the section there so we can get that last craneable element out. We just have just a little bit more of the stuff laying around that we got to pick up. It's not a whole lot, and then got one little break section to hit with our hammer, and then we should be able to bring down that and get that craneable element out. Oh, that actually made it. I'm surprised. We'll break down this wall section here, and then I'm going to go on and do the floor pieces that I'm standing on. That way I can clear out space to get that engine or whatever that thing is out. I'm not exactly sure what that thing is. I wish it actually could tell you. I wish there, like with the scanning array, I wish it could tell you what the thing was. It just tells you like what elements are inside of the piece of machinery or whatever you're actually looking at. But I am going to get this last little bit cleaned up here, and then I think I should be able to crane this thing out. I got too much to clean up here, just some of these little I-beams pieces laying around that I got to pick up. We got one up here on top of the engine to pick up, and Gobi! Ha, made it. I I really gotta use Google Translate to figure out what he is actually saying. I keep saying that I want to do that just so I can find it out, but I don't know what he's saying. I don't even know what language it actually is. I'm not sure if it's Hindi or what it is. I think this is supposed to be like Indonesia or um, India, but I'm not sure exactly what country this is supposed to be. So I think it's India, which I believe they speak Hindi in India, but I don't know. I'm gonna do it one time. I'm gonna do it, and then I'll put the translation up on the bring the translation, put it up on the screen so everybody can see what he's saying. Because there's a couple of different phrases that the crane operator will say when you use the radio for him, and that changes based on like I think like if you're standing on it, he'll say something different, or if it's completely blocked, he'll say something different, or if it's not like cut free from the ship, then it'll be something different, or if he can cleanly pick it up, then he'll say something. And now that that thing is out of the way, I want to go through and I'll break the rest of this upper piece of the floor here, and then I'm going to go through and I'll break the subfloor so I can get the section of ship that we've cleared, that section of ship here. I want to get it out of the way, so that way we only get this last section to worry about. because I do want to get this ship done today, which, spoiler alert, we get the ship done today. This is why this is part 2 of 2. But you're going to actually see a little bit of a jump cut here in just a moment. Or it's going to look like a little bit of a jump cut. You might notice it. I had a dead spot in the video for about 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. I don't know, maybe I had to get up and go to the bathroom or take the dog out or whatever. But right here, you know, it's maybe just a little bit of a jump cut. And here I go with a nice little break of the subfloor. I enjoyed it. That is very amusing to me. It's so I don't know what to say about it, how to word this, but it's like satisfying to see it break and just kind of break in unison each section as it goes down away from you. Just kind of like a domino effect. It's rather amusing to me. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of a fast forward here as I clean up. So with all the tools that we have here in Ship Graveyard Simulator 2, my opinion, the most important ones that you need to focus on upgrading first are your hammer, your gloves, which allow you to pick up more stuff at once. It allows you to pick up more pieces at one time. And your crate, which allows you to carry more weight at one time. The other ones, your saw, your torch, those things are important, but you really don't use those as much. At least I haven't really noticed that you use them quite as much just yet. I'm going to use the torch right here and cut the section. So on every ship that has sections that you need to lift out, you're going to have these cut points that you got to cut with the torch. And as you get to the bigger ships, you are going to need, there's quite a few cut points that you're going to need to do. And at that point, you're really going to want to have an upgraded torch because they can take forever to cut. I mean, it could take actually a minute or two just to cut one section. And I obviously didn't break enough of my floor plating down. It was this section that I missed. As I said, I've done this ship 3 times, so you would think I would actually know that by now, but obviously I don't. So, break that. And see, look, I love that, like, that domino effect. I don't know, it's something about it is amusing, it's satisfying. I enjoy it. I know I'm repeating myself, but again, that's one thing I love about this game is you get to break stuff and it's enjoying. Of course, I mean, breaking stuff in real life would probably be more fun, but I already paid for this one time. Naji Badahang Bahonga. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saying, but we're going to lift this last section out. And we're going to go ahead and start breaking everything down for this. And alright, as I go through here and start breaking all these hit points, I wanted to give you a couple little more pointers as to reason why I do what I do. Why I pick up the junk first and then try to go for the craneable elements as best as I can. Because if you start breaking like this and let's say there's an engine up on that second floor, or there's a big heavy craneable element up on that second floor, and you break that floor down and it falls, you're going to damage that craneable element. If you damage that craneable element, you might not be able to collect the resources for it, and you may not be able to get the contract done. And if you don't get that contract done, that really hampers the amount of money you're going to collect for the ship, your profit for the ship, and you might not be able to move on to the next one. So you could potentially have to do the same ship again. So I've noticed if you do the contracts, you profit enough. You actually profit off the ship. So that's why I say to focus on the contracts first, so you can get those done, so you can be able to actually move on to your next ship. And here I am again, failing multiple times with my rope. And I'm stuck. This game is fun sometimes. The physics in this game are fun sometimes. Let's see, can I get up this time? Hey, I made it this time. What do you know? But as I was saying, if you focus on the contracts, collecting those contracts, you almost always profit off the ship. Get those contracts done, and your ship's going to be profitable. Then that way you can use your materials to upgrade your tools. So your contracts are are your profit driver, and then your tools are what allow you to get the ship done faster, so you can collect more money faster and get these ships done even faster. If that makes sense. I know it's a little ramblish, but again, fail with my brake. Let's see. Do I get it? Nope, I failed again. Now that we moved my truck back to the cleanup process, my truck was down at the end of the ship, but down, I guess, towards the forward end of the ship, I guess what you'd call it. The direction I'm facing, my truck was down there, and I decided to move my truck down next to the ship just to bring it a little closer so I don't have to keep... It makes it a little easier to get to. And I don't remember how much of the cleanup I did here, but I probably will do a fast forward through the biggest majority of this. That's probably why my ship didn't collapse. If you do plan on going for those big breaks like I'm trying to do, you really do got to hit all your break points, all those little blue circles. You really do try to get all of those so your ship will come down. And I think I may have missed one somewhere in the middle of the ship. I'm not sure, but we'll see. If I'm going to do the whole cleanup process here, this will become a fast forward. And then like at the important parts, I'll slow it back down. Oh, I had to do a little bit of a yawn there. Excuse me. Goodness. I'd say it's starting to get late for me. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. As I go through this cleanup, I did realize, I did actually see that I had another break point that I missed right about the middle of the ship there. I was right. And we're going to get to that here in just a few seconds, actually. But you'll see it here once I collect that. See, I had one there. And now that I do this, I should be able to get this good big break done. There we go. The whole ship comes apart like that. See, like I said, you have to get all of those break points to be able to bring the entire ship down. One thing that I want to do is I want to get to one of the really big ships. I want to go through the whole thing, break all of the break points, and then just collapse the entire thing in on itself. Even if I lose some of the craneable elements, then that's whatever. I just want to see one big giant collapse because I think it would be fun to do if I can get the whole thing to collapse. But I'm not so sure that I would be able to get the whole thing to collapse all at once, because you usually got to hit like one of the lower ones and you might not be able to see it. Or maybe I can do like a co-op and I can have somebody else record it, or have somebody else do the break while I record it. Maybe that'll be possible. But if you do want to see what it looks like to work on one of those big ships, you should join me on Saturday nights, and sometimes Fridays, but mostly Saturdays. Join me Saturday night when I do my live stream. I'm currently working on the Solus. I'm about halfway through it. It's part of the Steamships DLC, and it's absolutely enormous. So I got 2 of the contracts for that one done. And almost done with my 3rd contract. I still got like 25,000 kilograms of the high alloy steel. I have a hard time pronouncing that. But I got to get still 25,000 or so more kilograms of that steel to be able to finish that last contract off. And I have some 150,000 kilograms of material sitting ready to be sorted. I don't even want to think about how long that's going to take me to sort through, or how many crates I'm going to have to do. But the upside to that is I will have a absolute ton of material to be able to upgrade my tools. I should be able to do a really good job upgrading my tools. I should be able to jump them up quite a few levels. And then when I go back down to, I mean, technically I'd be going down to one of the smaller ships, because the Solus is one of the largest ships in the game, if not the largest ship in the game. And as I go back down to one of the smaller ships for the next live stream series, which I think I might go to like the Ohio class ship or maybe the Kursk. As I go back down to those, I'll have my tools upgraded more, which will actually make it quite a bit easier to break those ships down. Or maybe I'll go to like the very first ship and I'll just really just bust through it real quick to get it done, and just, I don't know, maybe as a level of amusement. Even with the tools that I currently have on the live stream series, it's still pretty easy to break down those smaller ships, those low level ships like the Green Rex. I could really bust through that ship pretty quickly because it would more than likely for these hit points would be one hit. And the Sol, any Soling points like the yellow points there, those cross members, those would probably be one hit and just boom, and it would be done. It would not take me long at all to bust through this ship. And like I said, that's something that might be amusing. Or maybe I will, or maybe with the extra money that I get, maybe, because those, in that case, I sell all my extra materials after I upgrade. So I get extra money that way. So maybe I'll go ahead and, maybe I'll go to the very first one and I'll plant a whole bunch of bombs and I'll kablooey it. No, maybe that'll be an amusing. Do something fun and amusing with it. Because that's what this is all about. It's all about having fun and entertaining and having you laugh at me, and maybe even learning something a little bit along the way too. What might be interesting? This might be an interesting idea. Maybe as I do these ships, maybe it'd be interesting to give you a little history on the ships that they're based off of. That might be a good idea as well. Maybe you actually learn something from me. Now, as we do get to these larger ships in this Let's Play series, like the Solus, you're gonna see a frame rate drop because there's so much stuff that it has to render. And here I go with the cut points again. You notice I have the attention span of a hummingbird sometimes. Get this other cut point. But as I was saying, there's so much stuff that has to be rendered, with all the little items that you have to pick up and all the hit points that you gotta get on the or all the break points you gotta get. It's a lot to render. And like I said, I don't have a weak machine either. I got a pretty strong machine, and I still have frame rate issues, especially when I'm running OBS. OBS kind of drags me down just a little bit. It's not so bad when I'm not using OBS. It's not terrible. But here we are. I'm going to head over to the sorting center. And I am flying. But I am going to cut out a big chunk of the sorting. You're going to see just a little bit of it. You can see how annoying this is. At least I find it annoying. And there we go with the last 4 pieces. As you're doing this, do sure you focus on accuracy, because you see you get a bonus for having 100% accuracy. After you sort, go ahead and take some. I don't know why I go all the way over to my house, but I go over there. I park my truck. Then come over. That's your selling point if you want to sell your materials. Come here. This is where you buy blueprints to upgrade blueprints. Where you buy blueprints to upgrade your tools. And I'm not worried about upgrading my crane, which is the one below this, but this is my rope. I don't think I have enough money. I don't have enough money to buy any more blueprints, but I do have the materials that I can upgrade, though. Of course, no, maybe I can't upgrade anything. Can I upgrade my rope? Oh, I can actually upgrade my rope. So the rope allows you to climb, and of course, the more you upgrade it, the farther you can climb. And here I am showing it off. I wanted to thank everybody so much for watching. If you could, please hit that like and subscribe button, and have a great day.